Greetings, viewer viewers, or just plain people of the internet in general. I'm Grant Dupre, and it's about gosh dang time that I put out another update video. There's a lot of crazy things happening on my end in the past few months, and in this video I'll be doing my best to explain what exactly has been, what is, and what will be going down. For the past 4 months or so, I've been operating under the name The Winged Heart, an almost alter ego of sorts. This was the direct result of me realizing how dissatisfied I was with myself. It led to me feeling lost, and not really sure of anything in my life. After saying a few stupid things and doing a few stupid things, I eventually decided to take a break from social media so that I could take some time to sort myself out. This lasted about a month, and in that time I heavily reflected on who I was and what I wanted to do with myself. I'm still not quite sure how I got there, but I eventually decided to create my new alternate identity, The Winged Heart. There is a bit of meaning to it all, but it's so vague and convoluted that it's not even really worth talking about. Anyways, I returned in late April and went under this name for the next few months. After the release of my album Nebulae in late June, I expected to feel satisfied and proud of my work, but I was met only with emptiness, doubt, and ultimately, exhaustion. I began to experiment with other mediums and new softwares, but nothing seemed to help my deteriorating mental and emotional state. I eventually fell back into the same place I was in late March, not knowing who I was, and not knowing who I wanted to be. And being on social media only seemed to make it worse. I swear the amount of times I've gotten angry about something I saw vastly outweighs the alternative. And witnessing my audience start to deteriorate in real time as I slowly lost followers only further ate away at what little self-esteem I already had. I felt like I wasn't good enough for anyone. I grew jealous of the people who were succeeding where I had failed. I couldn't bear to see the people who were able to just enjoy themselves. I gave up on what little friends I had. I stopped interacting with the people I care about, and I eventually grew to hate what the Winged Heart had turned me into, a hollow ghost of my true self. So I left the internet again, this time out of shame and disgust in myself. I've had a good amount of time to think about this now, and I have ultimately decided to abandon the Winged Heart alter ego, because to me, it has devolved to represent nothing more than my anxiety, frustration, and discontent. If only I could change the URL on my website. While I thought the Winged Heart was helping my state of crisis, I now realize that it actually made things worse. I ended up only using it to build more walls around myself, and between myself and my audience. And because of this, I've realized that one of, if not my biggest priority going into the future, needs to be staying true to myself. So from now on, I'll be operating as Grant Dupre, because that's who I am. Grant Dupre. Nothing more, nothing less. But just because I've reverted back to my old username doesn't mean that I've reverted back to my old work ethic as well. I feel like for too long now the mindset of my content has gone back and forth between all work, no fun, and I don't give a fuck, with no sort of middle ground. And I think it's for the better that that changes. From the beginning, I've only ever done any of this type of stuff because I had fun doing it. There is definitely an element of work to it all, but I have become disproportionately focused on that particular part of it. Over the past month and a half or so, I've been working to find a balance between the two that works for me, and I think I've finally found it. From now on, I'm just going to be doing whatever I want to, whenever I want to, and however I want to. As much as I've tried to in the past, I don't think I'll ever have a proper uploading schedule, but maybe that's for the best. I'd much rather start on a project, spend however much time I need to polish it, and truly get it to its full potential, instead of just doing what I can under a self-imposed constraint. I won't talk as much about the style of my future content because that's just something you can see for yourself, but there are some notable changes in myself as a person that you should know about going forward. First off, sincere apologies for taking this video in this direction, but I am a member of the LGBT community. I in particular identify as pansexual, which means that I can be attracted to anyone regardless of gender or sexuality. So it doesn't matter if you're a girl or a guy or trans or non-binary, whatever. If I know someone well enough and they're not a jerk, then I will gladly date them. There really isn't that much to it. I'm pansexual, and that's about as deep and intellectual as it gets. I've also undergone some physical changes as well. If you look through my videos from the beginning to now, you'll notice that I like to switch things up from time to time. My hair in particular has seen no sense of consistency over the past... what is it, almost 4 years now? Other changes include, but aren't limited to, my sense of fashion, the depth of my voice. I mean, I was 12 when I first created my channel, so what do you expect? And more recently, I've had painted nails in a couple of my videos. I've also had plans to artificially color my hair for some time now, but the point I'm trying to make in this video is that for a very long time now, I've been stuck in this loop of always trying to please other people, and then feeling frustrated or dissatisfied when my work doesn't get the attention I expect it to. What I'm trying to say here is that I'm moving on from whatever issues bothered me before, and now I'm taking that wasted energy and putting it into what I'm passionate about, which is media arts. Music, film, art, even a little bit of literature here and there. I love the freedom available to me when I start a new Logic session, or when I have an idea for something and I can just go anywhere with it. I go as far as to say I crave that feeling. Even when I was younger, I still loved to draw and act and make music, and my presence on the internet, albeit minute, is the direct result of not only having better means to do exactly that, but to share my work with the world, or at least a small piece of it. And that's what I'm going to focus on going forward. It doesn't matter if it goes on to be a chart topper or a viral hit or a New York Times bestseller. Crafting something, fine-tuning and polishing the heck out of it, and sharing with the world. That's all I ever wanted to do in the beginning, and seeing as I've strayed very far from that initial mindset, I can proudly say that I'm glad to finally be returning to it. I hope this cleared up some of the fog around what's been going on and why my social media has been such a mess lately. We're gonna get back, guys, I promise. Just hang in there. In the meantime, I'm Grant Dupre. Hope you liked this video, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.